Hello, this is Jerry Hall, Brumfield Elementary Science teacher. Just got done with a trail run out here in Whitney Forest, and I'm all by myself walking down this trail, and I've been making some observations. It's April 27th, so mid-spring, and the leaves haven't quite come out all the way on the trees, so this is a perfect time for all the undergrowth to green up and to start coming out and sprouting new leaves. So things that live on the forest floor are getting very green because the canopy hasn't yet covered up. So this is the time for this stuff to happen. Now, why are plants turning green at this time of year? Well, plants make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Plants have special parts in their cells called chloroplasts. And chloroplasts contain the chemical chlorophyll, which turns plants' leaves green. Chlorophyll uses carbon dioxide and sunlight and water and nutrients to make a plant its own food. And that process, again, is called photosynthesis. That makes food through light. And where does that light come from? Well, it comes from our only star up there, the sun. So all plants need to have a certain amount of sunlight, and it depends on what kind of plant you have. So if you come over here, I was looking at this dominant tree. When I say dominant, I mean that this tree is probably 100 years old, and it's very tall, and it's really dominating the space around it. So it spreads out up at the top, and nothing else can take over this tree's place right now. Now you'll notice it doesn't have any branches on the trunk until you get 50 feet up in the air. Well, in the middle of a forest, trees don't need to have that because the lower branches wouldn't get enough sunlight for the tree to be worth it for there to be branches there. If this tree was standing by itself, and this looks to me like an oak tree, if this tree was standing by itself out in a field, it would have a big canopy and a lot of branches down low. But in the forest, because it has so much competition, it's a lot taller and it has branches way up. Now, trees are the biggest plants, but if you look a little closer down at these littler plants, you see other things that are smaller, like this stuff here. This is moss. Moss is a non-vascular plant, which means it doesn't have leaves and stems and veins inside of it to help it grow tall. Moss gets water and nutrients through by something called osmosis. And moss doesn't need a whole lot of sunlight, so it grows in cool, damp places where water will come up through it. Now, the rest of these plants you see around here, these are all vascular plants. They have veins, and you can see these veins when you turn a leaf over. See them very well. And these veins run through a plant, and they bring oxygen and they let oxygen out, and they bring carbon dioxide in, and they let nutrients and water and things like that flow through the plant. So you have all these plants, and they're all looking for sunlight, and some plants can grow very tall and other plants have to climb. So this vine over here is hoping to get sunlight by climbing up that tree. So it clings to it. Some vines and ivies will do that, including poison ivy. So all these plants are in this forest right now, and they're greening up. They are getting their chlorophyll is helping the plant perform photosynthesis to feed the plant. And all the plants are trying their best to get to the sunlight somehow. Like this little ivy is growing up this tree here. So very, very cool. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's been raining, so there's a lot of mud around, and there's a lot to explore on the forest floor. I'm sure I'll be back here again, and until next time, science is literally all around us.